Hey guys, and welcome back to another video. Today we are going to be talking about One Piece chapter 1019. I did a whole reaction and talked about it and whatever. And then when I went to go edit it, I realized, okay, so I've been having a lot of tech issues this weekend. You probably just saw it glitched out. There's going to be some of those in this video. I don't know how to get rid of it right now. I'm having a real tough time. My Ethernet cable wasn't working before. Now it is. And then it's a whole thing. I'm very upset. So I wasted about 25 minutes talking about One Piece today. And then I decided, after in my rage, to go for a walk for its Pokemon Go Fest this weekend. And I kind of blew off some steam doing that. Now I'm back, and now I'm a little more refreshed, and I just want to talk about One Piece. Oh my god. So I'm going to make this as short and sweet as possible just to kind of get all my thoughts out. I don't remember the name of the chapter. I never really go over those anyways. I do want to cover, though, the front cover of the page, like that front cover page, is very sweet. I love seeing Jinbei with everybody and the whale sharks. They're very cool. I love that. I love that so much. This might be the first full color page spread with Jinbei in it with as a part of the crew, which is awesome. But as far as the chapter goes, I liked it a lot. It's mostly a Franky chapter, which, oh my god, yes. Thank you. I loved his fight with Sasaki. I'm honestly surprised it's done, seemingly. I mean, maybe Sasaki will get back up. There's a lot of really cool stuff with that. But before I get to that, Luffy wants some meat. That's basically how he's going to get back. It's basically like Impel Down after he's done with his treatment for the poison. And then he comes out and screaming, meat! And it's very similar to that. And they're like, we don't know how to fix him. We already got the water out of him. What do we do? I don't know how to get him. Should we inject him? Should we give him a pill? And he just eyes whited out, screams meat. So he'll be back after he gets a full belly. We also got some stuff with, very briefly, with Sanji versus Queen. Queen's firing off lasers, very cool. Sanji makes a point of referencing Franky, which kind of brings us into the Franky fight. But he's like, you can fire off lasers rapidly. Franky would be down for that. You guys should talk or something like that. So I like that. I like the idea of the Straw Hats actively thinking of each other as they're kind of just doing their own things. We also got a very brief thing of Zoro getting shots and being injected by the doctors, and he's just unwrap me or something like that. You guys are going too deep. So there's a little bit of funny stuff with that. As I was saying, though, Franky fight, awesome. I love Sasaki and his Triceratops stuff. He's got some wacky abilities, and one of my favorite parts of the fight was, two things, but they're kind of connected. One, Sasaki can spin the collar, Triceratops have the big head collar thing going on, and he could spin that, and Franky's like, hold up, wait a second, Dinosaurs could do that? Can a Triceratops do that? And Sasaki's like, of course. And it's like, no. So that was really funny. And so he's spinning that, and he kind of used that as a helicopter blade to spin himself around and to kind of propel himself. Honestly, kind of I forget what his name is. He's got buck teeth. He's part of Doflamingo's Buffalo, I think it was his name or something like that. And it's kind of like that, honestly. So he propels himself around, and he's got this crazy sword that has razor blades that come out of it, and then can spin and turn into this crazy thing. And he breaks Franky's sword with it, because Franky's not really much of a sword fighter, anyways. But it's really cool. They kind of have kind of a good back and forth about all these guys, all these animal people or whatever, they used to be on your side, but now they're my bros. And that you see all the gifters and headliners being like, yo, Iron Bro, do you need help or something like that? And he's like, no, I gotta go help somebody else. So I really like that. I forgot the other kind of really funny part of the fight is Sasaki uses his fan, I guess, for lack of a better word, and he accidentally blows himself back, although he does it in such a way that like he claims that as like, oh, now I've got runway, and now I've got like a nice runway to speed up, and he takes it very seriously, but Franky's like, no, you didn't. You just had the blade going backwards and pushing you back by accident. So I really like that a lot. Franky put in a lot of freaking work in this fight. He seemingly has defeated Sasaki. Sasaki basically nearly destroyed, well, probably fully destroyed the battle Franky, and in that moment when he's like ramming into it, I didn't even notice at first, but Franky jumped out of it and then used a radical beam to I'm pretty sure it went all the way through Sasaki. So Sasaki might be dead after this. I do hope, I hope to God Oda didn't just design him the way he did, like, coincidentally. I really, 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 really hope that Sasaki is Granny Kokoro's son, because otherwise, like, there's so much that Oda could do with Franky fighting him and them having like a nice conversation about Kokoro. So I really, really hope that comes up at some point. I honestly don't think that Franky gets nearly enough credit where it's due. He usually gets relegated to, like, not weak characters, but weaker characters, side characters, and never really fights anybody huge. And he kind of has that right now, but that's mostly because, like, other than Luffy and Zoro, basically everybody is fighting those kind of characters, the Toby Roppo more or less. So I'm glad that, like, the Toby Roppo are at least in some way a threat, but Franky has never really battled people on the level of like how Zoro and Sanji are gonna. Zoro is still wrapped up, but like Sanji's fighting Queen right now, and Zoro fought Kaido. So you're never gonna. I don't think we'll ever see Franky ever fight like a Kaido kind of thing, which is a shame because he's really cool, and even in his most like badass scenes, he can kind of be a little goofy, just like Luffy. So there's a lot of really cool things about Franky. Franky's probably one of my favorite Straw Hats, honestly, now that I think about it. But I don't think he gets nearly enough credit, and so it's always a pleasure to see him fight somebody really cool too. Now, I fully realize that while the Franky fight is like the majority of the chapter, and I've just spent a lot of time talking about it, the biggest thing in this chapter is Yamato. I probably should have led with that, but I really wanted to talk about Franky, and I really like Franky. Yamato has seemingly like a gazelle or maybe antelope fruit. Now, there is something way more special about it. Yamato looks like a mink in this form. Presumably it's his hybrid. But he clearly has like the horns. He looks like a gazelle or antelope of some sort, but there's a weird waviness, kind of like, I wouldn't be surprised if it's kind of like a fiery looking waviness coming off of him. And it's interesting because I want to say I looked up some stuff here, but I couldn't find anything. I couldn't really find anything. So maybe I'm wrong entirely. But I feel like I once heard that there was a legend of some sort with a gazelle or something like that and a dragon. So that would kind of really fit with Kaido being a dragon and and Yamato being a gazelle or antelope or whatever the heck. Whatever the heck he actually is. But in any event, Yamato is definitely a mythical zone. There's no way that he's not. With Kaido, I bet it'll be similar to Kaido's, where it's like he's a fish fruit man, but it's a model dragon. I wouldn't be surprised if this is like a deer fruit model, model something. I don't even know. I wouldn't even know where to begin with that. But I wouldn't be surprised if it's something similar to that. One thing that's weird about, like, so Kaido his horns look like his horns from when he's a dragon. So he always has those horns, and that makes sense, right? Yamato's horns, like the normal ones that he usually has, that kind of resemble Kaido's, they're basically gone, and now he just has like the gazelle looking horns. So I don't know what the deal with that is. And also, gazelles don't really have sharp teeth. So I don't know what the deal with that is. But he looks cool, and honestly, let's face it, this is it. I've always been under the impression that Yamato was going to join the Straw Hats, and it was not going to be Carrot. I think Carrot will join up with the Mink. They're not pirates per se, but like the Mink tribes, like people to like army or whatever. And Yamato will be the next member. We know, at least seemingly know, that like Oda mentioned that like, oh, there's going to be a good succession, a quick succession of crew members coming up. Well, now, and so we got Jinbei, and now Yamato is like, I wanted to go out. Yamato wanted to go out to sea. Ended up eating the devil fruit and couldn't, because he couldn't swim, so it was like, oh crap. And then on top of that, Kaido's a dick, so whatever. But now is his chance, so he's gonna take it. He really is mirroring Odin in this. He wants to be called Odin because he admired Odin. That's why, that's the whole thing with him and Odin, is that he admired Odin so freaking much that he wanted to basically literally become Odin. And now he has his chance with the Straw Hats to kind of like mirror that journey with that the actual Odin had with Roger, and sort of Whitebeard, because they're kind of, it's a mix. It'll be a mix in a sense with Yamato. But in either way, it's really, really cool, and I'm looking forward to it. I can definitely see. I kind of hope that we don't jump away from, as much as I want to see more of Franky and Sasaki. I think that battle's mostly done. So I wouldn't be surprised if we see more of Kaido versus Yamato moving forward in a couple of weeks. But I hope we don't jump away, because I really want to see more of. I really want to see them actually fighting and see what Yamato can do in this hybrid, whatever form, gazelle form. Because even though Kaido seems like he still has an upper hand, it definitely looks like Yamato's holding his own. Hit my mic. So I'd like to see what exactly they can do up against each other. Maybe they have some kind of powerful attack, or maybe Yamato has some kind of like cool attacks that utilize the flowiness that looks like a Sulong Mink. And that's probably the other thing, is like Carrot's not going to become part of the crew because they basically have their second animal person. So that's kind of that. In any event, I'm not going to drag on too much. I just wanted to get my thoughts out because I spent the entire day thinking about it and being angry at my computer and all of my gear. In any event, let me know what you guys thought down below in the comment section about this chapter. Let me know what you think about my own thoughts and comments. And leave a like if you enjoyed anything I had to say. And I will see you guys in another video real soon, hopefully. Bye-bye.